President Trump is going to be kicking off America's 250th birthday from the Iowa State Fair later this week. Joining me now is U.S. Chief of Protocol, Ambassador Monica Crowley. I don't think I've ever called you Ambassador before. It's great to be able to do so. Ambassador, great to see you. Thank you for being here. So let me get this straight. We're celebrating our 249th birthday on Friday, but at the same time, that's the beginning of the celebrations for the 250th?
Yes, David. I mean, what a gift it is to have President Trump in the White House during this extraordinary celebration of America's 250th birthday. So what we are going to do on Thursday is the president is going to go to the Iowa State Fairgrounds and have a huge celebration. He, of course, is going to be the headline speaker. I am very blessed to announce that I will be speaking there as well, right before the president. Wow. And this will be the official kickoff for America's 250th birthday celebration, a year-long landmark celebration, birthday party for the greatest nation the world has ever known.
And smack in the middle of the country. I love it. I mean, Iowa's really the heartland, is the definition of heartland. You look up heartland in the dictionary, you see a picture of Iowa there. So it's a perfect spot for it. Let's talk, though, overall. What has happened to the idea, to the concept of America in just the short 6 months that this president has been in power? It seems to have changed 180 degrees where it was when Biden was president.
What a difference a president makes, David, right? I mean, we have the return in President Trump of American leadership, strength, patriotism, and pride. And we are here to celebrate the country. I mean, this is why President Trump ran in the first place 10 years ago, was to restore all of those things, make America great again. And what we're celebrating now is our new era of American greatness. And what we're going to do over the next year with so many celebrations, not just nationally here in Washington, D.C., but around the country, in New York and all 50 states, all U.S. territories. David, the objective of America 250 is to bring the country together again. It's to unite America based on patriotism, shared values, and this renewed sense of pride in our country. That is something that President Trump has done his entire career, but certainly since he has been president over the last 10 years. And this is something, a real point of celebration over the next year as we bring this party to all Americans, both here and abroad.
Boy, you mentioned New York. What a contrast that is, Iowa and New York. We'll get into that later, but I want to bring up a poll if I can. And polls say a lot of different things, but this one is interesting. It's the question, are you proud of the country today? It's up to 58%. Now doesn't sound very high. When you look down at 2011, it was 69%, but that is the highest in 10 years. We went through the doldrums during the Biden administration, and in June of 2022 it was 39%. It's come up to 58%. And again, that's just after 6 months. Who knows if we get the big, beautiful bill, get the economy really roaring, we're already seeing signs of it. I think it could go well over 60%, don't you?
I think even higher. I think what you're seeing under President Trump is the restoration of the exceptional, extraordinary American spirit. And again, that's what this whole next year is all about, is about bringing the country together. But you do need a strong American president to deliver for the American people, and that's exactly what President Trump is doing. Remember, David, in his first term, he delivered a booming economy, an enforced border, and world peace. I don't know what more people expect or want from an American president. It's literally the job description. He is now delivering all of that and so much more to the American people. And that's why you're seeing a restored sense of optimism, a restored sense of the American spirit. That's why you're seeing military recruitment now off the charts. We're setting numbers in every branch of the military that haven't been seen ever. This is all due to President Trump's strong leadership. We're so proud of him and of America.
Ambassador Monica Crowley, wonderful to see you. Have a wonderful Independence Day.
You too, David. Thanks.